Coming up, we are ranking some of the best dining that Disney has to offer in one of the best areas on all of Disney property. We are ranking Monorail Resort Dining, and you will want to hear how it all shakes out because no spoilers, but the top two are less than 1 point apart. Also, we're kicking off a brand new giveaway. We are so excited. We are spreading some love to our Smarties. That's you listening right now. And all of the details will be found in today's episode. So let's talk ranking Monorail Resort Dining and be sure to stay tuned and learn how to win this awesome prize.
Here you are getting an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert, and with that comes a price tag. But I really do think it is deserving of that price tag.
Hey y'all, it's LJ here, owner and founder of Smart Moms Plan Disney and Smart Moms Travel. We are so glad you're here for another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast. Now, here's your host, Allie.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast, a part 2 in our resort dining series. I'm back here with Karla and Becki. We had such fun interaction and feedback from our Skyliner Resort Dining episode where we featured all of those restaurants. If you haven't listened, go back and do so. And today we are doing the same thing with the Monorail Resorts. How are you ladies doing today? It's been a minute. We all took some vacations. Becki, you're still on vacation.
Still on vacation as we speak, and hopefully my cell service stays solid enough to be with you for the next hour-ish.
Yeah, we're hoping not to lose Becki in this process. If we lose you in this process, I'm just going to start assigning numbers to all the restaurants I think you would have toppled our ranking with.
In that case, based on how our last one went, maybe
Yeah.
like, Becki, I can't hear you. Oops,
Yeah.
accidentally kicked you out of our call.
Yeah. Everybody, we lost Becki, but she gave that restaurant a 20. I cannot believe it. Karla, how are you? You're back.
Good morning. Yes, I'm back from the mountains and it's early. And the only reason I want to get up early is to talk about food at Disney.
I know. What mountains were you in? Remind me.
North Georgia and Asheville, North Carolina. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's all the same range up there, but I'm going to pretend like it is.
It's all pretty.
I'm so bad at geography, guys.
The only mountains you can properly identify are at Disney World.
Correct. Yes. Maybe I'm not so bad at mountains.
And even that, are you still calling Tiana's Splash Mountain?
I do. I don't
100%.
mean to. Yeah.
100%. And I still consider it a mountain, one of the mountains too.
Oh yeah. I'm like Splash Mountain presented by Tiana. So we're gonna be talking about food today. Becki, when you're there down in Orlando with your family, are you eating at the Disney restaurants right now, or are you eating at other stuff? Karla, did you have good mountain food? Like, what's going on? Did you all have good food on your vacations?
We are 100% eating at the Disney restaurants, and we happen to be staying offsite because we own a timeshare. And even staying at our timeshare, like we pass much more affordable food on our way to Disney, but we still choose to eat at Disney because let's be honest, stopping at McDonald's is still going to cost your family. So might as well be having happy food and not just fast food that you have every day in your life.
Yeah, I agree. Karla, did you eat good stuff in the mountains?
Yes, yeah, I think Asheville is a little bit of a foodie scene. So we ate really great in Asheville. And then when we made it over to LJ, that's more of like a winery scene. And we had like a big cabin. So we did more of our own meals and then drank lots of wine there.
Oh my gosh, ladies, we need to get our team to Geo 82. That flatbread pizza might be the best thing I've ever eaten on Disney property. It was amazing. Like my mouth is watering thinking about it in this moment.
Oh, the food you loved?
Oh yeah, the food was great. And we had this butter bourbon old fashioned and a leek
Yum.
martini. And they had like a coffee liqueur kind of drink. Oh, it was so good, guys. It was so good.
I didn't realize where the entrance was. I watched a couple videos on it recently, and you walk right past your favorite bubblegum wall.
You do. You have to know which bubblegum wall to go in. So you're going in kind of on the bubblegum wall over by the Moana water area. So it's on that side of Spaceship Earth.
Oh, I would have thought it was on the other side. Becky, did they take room out of the playground or the play area inside Spaceship Earth for this?
They didn't. It's actually in the entryway to that interactive area inside of Spaceship Earth.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I can't wait to go.
Yeah, I'm excited to go there. Is when you're there, Becki, who do you want to be eating with when you're at these Disney restaurants? Is it like, oh, if I'm eating at this place, I want to be with my family, and if I'm at this place, I want to be with friends, or what's your vibe?
It depends on what kind of restaurant we're in. Like if we're signature, please do not make me take my kids to a
Yeah.
signature. One, the cost just adds up so incredibly fast. We're a family of five. So if I'm at Disney with you all, it's so nice to be able to just be paying for one person's food comparative to a family of five. That's like a huge ouch to the wallet, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge point because on our recent trip when we went to Epic and we went to the Bar Helios, obviously not a Disney thing, but you could easily I think I spent like $180. And that was just
Alone?
me. Yeah.
What did
I
you
think
have?
I
Like, was
got
there a lot of
like two appetizers and two drinks and it was $180. Painful.
Yeah, please don't make me bring my whole family on that venture. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, but I feel like when I'm by myself, I can experience those signature dining moments and
Mhm.
it be okay. Otherwise, obviously I would want to be with my husband, but I think when I read this question on the outline, I was like, no, I want to be with my girls. I want to be with the people that love Disney as much as I do.
That's a great way to say it.
As far as like a location, gosh, it would be probably a mix up between Sanaa because that's my favorite and we haven't done that one together, or I think the Boathouse because I just love the vibe there. I love the atmosphere there. I love being on the water. I love being at Disney Springs. But yeah, that's my take.
I like the way you worded it. It's not really about who it is, I guess. I just want it to be the people that are grateful to be where we are. We don't do character meals when we're together. Those are the ones I want to have my kids at. I don't really need to do that when we're on our trips, and I prefer to do the signature when we're together. So I guess it depends on the restaurant and the vibe, and I just want to be there, like you said, with people that also want to be there and love it.
Yeah. When I was at the Geo 82 yesterday, I appreciated one, there were zero kids there because it's a 21 and over location in Disney, which there's not a whole lot of that. That might be the only place,
I
I
was gonna
think
say,
that's the
what else
only.
is? Yeah.
the only place on Disney property. And it was
Hmm.
so just quiet. And I appreciate that so much. Carla, I think back to our visit to Tiffin's and just how like quiet and intimate that restaurant was compared to the chaos of, gosh, anywhere else.
Of Mickey's.
Yesterday, we also ate at ABC Commissary, and it was just like, don't have any big conversations in there because it's just so loud. I just want a quiet place at this point.
Like as terrible of an experience that we personally had at Toledo,
Mhm.
like I want to go
Hmm.
back because I know it could be better, but we had such great conversation. We laughed about where we were sitting and everything. Like it was still a really great time.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about your company.
Exactly. We were in good company, and so a really poor situation turned into a really fun night. But I do need a redo at that restaurant. Yeah, if you have a bad experience at a Disney restaurant, I do think that there is a lot of one-off scenarios. There are restaurants I don't particularly care for because maybe I don't like the atmosphere or the food, but experience-wise, typically if you have a bad one, you could probably go back and get a better one. So I do need a do-over with Toledo because we did not have a great time there. Well, we had a great time. We'd have a great experience there, I guess I should say. Okay. Today we are going to continue the resort dining series where you should be eating when you have your rest day or when you're in these areas and you want to sit down for a meal because there are some resort dining options that get overlooked or some people don't even realize that you can just go pop in and eat at the resorts. It's a great way to see the Disney resorts. A lot of people are just interested in going and seeing what these resorts have to offer, what they look like, how their experiences are. And you can do that by resort dining. Great option on park days that are close by resorts or like I said, down days. And we're breaking it down by area. Today we're going to focus on the monorail resorts and we're going to be ranking them. We're just considering the top options in this area. We did eliminate a few that we will discuss and give honorable mentions to and kind of talk about why we're not ranking those. But we are talking about specific restaurants that are falling on the monorail line, which will include the Contemporary, the Polynesian, and the Grand Floridian. And we're going to be ranking them, each giving a score 1 to 100, like we always do, to find an average and then put them in order worst to best on the monorail to help you decide where you want to eat. It's important to say the range and type of restaurant that we're ranking today is really, really big.
Hmm.
Really big. So I think we're going to have a lot of, okay, but if you have kids or if you don't have kids, because these resorts are cream of the crop, Disney in their prime resorts, right? These are top end luxury for Disney prime location for Disney, prime dollar for Disney. And they have a lot of restaurants. All of them have, a lot of the Disney resorts have maybe one or two. These have maybe four or five. And so we're going to be talking about some of the best in each and then kind of going from there. I'm excited. And I was sure of how I thought it was going to go when we did the Skyliner. Not so sure how it's going to go today. I'm usually pretty confident on what's going to be number one. I'm fairly confident on what's going to be last place. I do not know what's going to be the best though.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a mix up here because when you say wide range, we're talking wide range. Like some of these feel almost to the same level as some quick service type of options. However, totally can sit down, totally have a good meal, but very different from signature all the way down to just standard table service and even character dining. We have multiple character dinings on this one.
I'm dying to know which restaurant you just took a shot at by calling it quick service on the Monorail
We'll
line.
have to find out.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're ranking resort dining on the Monorail. Hey, Smarties, did you know that just by listening to this ad, you can save on renting baby equipment from the #1 baby gear rental service across the US, Canada, and beyond? Of course, I'm talking about BabyQuip. When we're traveling, it is just life in a new place, but I don't have beds for my babies or even a high chair for them to eat in. And when we don't have our things, we do not have our rhythm, and it can make it really difficult to enjoy our vacation. Look no further than BabyQuip. With a wide range of baby and toddler equipment available, including cribs, strollers, car seats, toys, and more. BabyQuip helps give us some of that normalcy our kiddos crave and the peace of mind we need. When they are happy, we are happy. All products follow strict cleanliness and safety protocols, and they are there to ensure that you can really enjoy your vacation. Whether at a home, a hotel, a vacation rental, or whatever you're calling home for your vacation, you never have to worry. If you need it, they have it. BabyQuip is available in over 1,500 cities, making it accessible. So whether you're going to Disney World or Disneyland or some other travel destination, BabyQuip will have you covered. They have an easy-to-use online platform for quick reservations and easy customer support. So head to babyquip.com and using code SMPOD, that's SMPOD, you can save $30 off of any order of $150 or more. That's SMPOD at babyquip.com. Pack light, travel happy. All right, we love to monorail crawl. You and me and our friends. We love to take the monorail and hop around to these different resorts to go to their lounges, try their drinks. You can't really hop and have multiple of these dinners in one night, but we have had multiple of these meals and we've had multiple of these meals together. Like I said, I don't know what's going to be #1. I don't know where you're all going to stand in a lot of this. I'm a little nervous. We're going to start in the Grand Floridian though at 1900 Park Fair. And Beck, why don't you start us off?
Well, I had never tried 1900 Park Fair pre-shutdown, and it was one of the very last character meals to come back. And in fact, when we went back and rated it, it ended up being very, very well received post-COVID life. And I didn't really know what to expect, but it is a buffet. It is a fabulous alternative for princess-ish meal, right? It's not going to be all princesses like you're going to get at Cinderella's Royal Table or Akershus, but I was so happy to see Tiana in her adventure outfit, getting to see Cinderella and Mirabelle and Aladdin, and getting to see a prince at a character meal was such a great addition here. And the food quality for being a buffet is among the best buffets on Disney property, in my own personal opinion. They have like this strawberry soup kind of thing that is unique, but then they also have the go-to things that you're going to find that's going to make everybody's palate happy. You're going to find something that everybody will love at this buffet. Such a great experience. And then to add to that, the wishing ceremony at this restaurant adds to the magic.
Explain the wishing ceremony.
So the wishing ceremony, they bring you a postcard and everybody makes a wish, and then they kind of just do a collective, everybody read their wish in their mind, and then they're going to make a wish out into the universe kind of idea. And it's just a big to do, kind of like where some restaurants will have like a parade that your kids participate in. I loved that the wish ceremony was adults and kids and everybody can participate together. And then you get to take that home as a keepsake of like, what was this special moment that we had with our kids? I'm tearing up thinking about it. McKenna and I went, and even as a teenager, her and I had such a great character experience, even though sometimes character meals for me can feel a little bit awkward because
Yeah.
characters meeting and greeting with littles are easy, but when it's adults or teenagers, unless you're willing to just like jump in, like I did a character meal with Katie and she is all for just jumping in. that's not who I am. I'm more like, yeah, let's have somebody else take the picture kind of.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing experience. I loved it.
Yeah, I think the uniqueness in characters gets it a lot of points because, like you said, it's a unique alternative for princesses, but you're also getting a prince
Mhm.
and some other fun characters. So I think I always look for a
Getting these
meal.
characters all day, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a character meal. It's a character meal all day. Also giving it a lot of points because a lot of restaurants will be breakfast only, a couple are dinner only, and this one is all day. There are a lot fewer all day. So that also gets a lot of points. So I think this is a really unique, really cool meal. I like buffets at Disney. I think buffets at Disney are good because your kids are starving most of the time, and not having to wait for food is always a big plus. There's usually a good range. Well, and like Becki, you said here, there's a lot of food that's going to speak to a lot of different people. It's varying enough that your most picky eater in your family to somebody that's a little bit more adventurous could probably find something and be happy with it. So it gets a lot of points there as well. It's a great option. So what are you scoring it?
I I don't even remember how I scored it in our character meal, so it's good that we're coming back to this. I actually think this is among the best of the best when it comes to buffets, when it comes to character dining, when it comes to having a really good experience. And I love that this is able to be like a quick jaunt over from taking a break at Magic Kingdom. I scored this as a 95. Like it is a really, really good restaurant.
Wow. Coming
Wow.
in strong.
Yeah, so I'm very curious now where we are going to follow some of these other ones. Okay. I also think it's really strong, but I like a lot of the restaurants today. And, I don't remember what I scored it for character dining either. And it wasn't even in our original character dining episode. We ranked it on a different episode later. I think that's okay though, because when I was ranking it for character dining, I was ranking it against character meals only. And today I'm ranking it against these monorail resorts. And so I took a lot of different things into account and still gave it a high score of 89.
I'm right there with you. I scored it at a 90.
Mhm.
And some things I love about it, I just love going to the Grand Floridian for any
Mhm.
meal. I don't necessarily, I'm not one that's going to stay at the Grand Floridian on a regular basis. So I think for people that are in the same boat as me, just getting to visit it, especially for such a special character meal and character interactions that you're going to get there, I think it's really special. So I'm at a 90.
Yeah, I really like where that fell. It feels good. Do not overlook this if you're looking for good character dining, especially if you're somebody that is going to quickly pick Cinderella's Royal Table. Obviously, we've always said go for it if you want to be in the castle. What a great experience. But just a quick monorail ride over, you can find this, and it's such a great alternative.
You are probably like, great, Becky gave it a 95, so now I need to give something else a 1 point higher.
No, don't even put that in the atmosphere because my scores are locked and loaded here on my screen. I'm never going to topple the board. Promise. Are you that strategic though? Are you able to like look ahead and be
No,
like, I see
no,
it?
I
Okay.
can't I can't count cards. I'm not like
Yeah,
the rainmaker over here,
exactly.
whatever it is.
I knew exactly what score Becki needed to give on the last one to be like, this is either going to be one or two. And then, all right. Staying in the Grand Floridian, a restaurant I just tried for the first time this year, Citrico. Have you been recently?
Not recently, but I can't wait to hear your perspective of a current.
Yeah, we wanted something we hadn't done, and we were doing a fireworks boat cruise out, like where you take one of the boats out on the water to watch Happily Ever After. So I wanted something, we were going from the dock at Grand Floridian. So I picked Citrico because we had never been. This is a Mary Poppins themed restaurant, but true to Grand Floridian, it's a very, very light on the theming. You see it in the decor or like in the fabric on the chairs, or you may see a coat rack in the corner. Very upscale done, open kitchen look. But very, very upscale restaurant with huge open windows where you can overlook the Grand Floridian and the water. So vibes and atmosphere get high points from me. We were in a circular type room with a center circular table. There were 11 of us dining, I think. So we were just very happy in that moment. I mean, I just remember surrounded windows, and a lot of a score for a restaurant for me will come down to vibe. And the vibe and the scene were set perfectly for a dinner. Loved it. Then we got the food, and oh my gosh,
Mm.
it was fantastic. The meal was upscale, flavorful, delicious. My kids were super happy. Our servers were like cruise ship quality. how they are so interactive and down on their level with the kids and bringing them special things. And they brought their food early, which is normal for Disney, but they did it in such a way that felt really just magical. We just had such a great experience, and my kids were happy for the entire time that we were there. Only complaint is that the bathroom is like out of the restaurant and in the lobby a bit, so that was kind of hard with my kids. Other than that, we had a great time. Meal was fantastic. I'm not ready to give my score yet, though, because it was really hard to score this with so many other great options. I want Karla to go first.
Yeah, so I think that this is just a really elevated and special experience. I, like you, I love how you describe the windows because that kind of makes or breaks it for me. I don't like, some of these other restaurants we're going to talk about are very enclosed and there's no windows, and that drives me nuts. I love a good window. I love a good view. I will say you cannot see the fireworks from this restaurant, which you would think that you could because you can see the water, but you cannot. So keep that in mind. But other than that, I think that the food is just super elevated. It's artfully plated. Have you seen the drink that comes with like the little penguin? I don't know. They just put a lot of effort, a lot of thought
Hmm.
into the menu, and you can really tell that by the service, um, just how everything comes out. It's an amazing experience. I'm surprised you went there with 11 people. I could only imagine how that bill turned out for you. Um,
I didn't I didn't pay for 11 people. I went with 11 people.
So, it is to me, like Becky said at the beginning of the episode, I think some places you really want to take your family and your kids, and then there's some places that you want to go with some really close friends or a partner, a spouse, whatever it is. And I think that this is one of those places that is just, they even serve caviar, by the way. But I think that this is a place that you just want to like savor with somebody really special. I scored it pretty high. I scored it at a 95. I think it is just really beautifully done.
Hmm.
Dang.
Yeah, it is all those things. And I want to point out, I'm glad you said savor the experience with maybe friends or a partner, but I want to point out that I did take my kids. You can, but it would absolutely be an incredible place to go experience some adult time too. I think you can do either, but yes, to what Carla said, especially. It's just one of those weird things. I want to drive home the point that you can take your kids and it can be really fun and fine, but the vibe is really elevated and special. My experience was just so far better than I anticipated it to be. We were kind of like, oh, we're going to Citrica. We don't know what to expect. And we left like, wow, that was amazing. I gave it a 93.
Mm.
Also, just think it's really spectacular.
We are starting this off with some pretty remarkable scores we have going on here.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you started it. You
Really?
started it, Becky. We're now just
yeah,
trying to rope you back in.
keep up. Yeah.
Grand Floridian, like we're talking the monorail, like Ali said, like these are the premier restaurants on all of Disney
Hmm.
property, just like these are the premier resorts on all of Disney property. I am not going to be far off from you all. This is amazing. The lightness, so many restaurants can just kind of feel dark. This is not that.
Hmm.
The hours are odd to me. That's my one drawback here. Like it's only dinner and it's only like 4.5 hours open or something like that. And it has multiple days per week that they close. So this is a much less common restaurant that you're going to hear people talk about. So this might be one of those like hidden gem restaurants that if you're looking for a really nice day out with your partner or your spouse or with your girlfriends and you're looking for a space. The other thing I really love about Citrico's is that they have a lounge section that you don't necessarily need to have a reservation for, and you can still get a lot of the same menu from the lounge. And so this brings a lot to the table from that perspective. My mouth is watering thinking about that steak from there. Oh my gosh, it's
Hmm.
so much. And the undertones of Mary Poppins, just like the rooms at the resort are undertones of Mary Poppins. It's not loud and in your face like a Pop Century or a Art of Animation is going to be. It's fine dining, it's delicious dining. I do wish we had a view of the fireworks because it is a nighttime restaurant, but I don't have much negative to say other than the hours might make it harder for you to make it there to experience this restaurant. So I'm right
Hmm.
there with you as well as a 93.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. It's one of those things where I wouldn't say, you'd be like, my kids love Mary Poppins, so we have to go to Citrico.
Mhm.
You know, this restaurant is Disney bounding Mary Poppins.
I
You know,
Yes, it
it's
is. That's so
Allie,
good.
how your kids were, because that was like my one question mark is how is the kid experience here? And that makes me so happy that your kiddos had a good one.
I think a lot of it has to do with those servers that we had. Seriously, they were cruise quality.
Mm,
You know, and if you haven't been on a Disney cruise, I guess that's maybe not easy for you to understand, but just know that that means really good. You know, I think they knew they wanted the adults in the party to have a good time, so they went overboard to make sure the kids were having a good time too.
amazing.
I gave my score first that time. Becki went first for the first one. So, Karla, that's going to make you first for this next one. We're going to talk about Narcoosie.
Okay,
Is that right?
so
Do I say it right?
yeah, I mean that's how I say it. I don't know how, well, I guess Narcucci would like I don't know. That's what came around in our text thread multiple times because none of us can spell. But Narcusi is the signature dining restaurant that is located in that, I'm going to call it like a little pavilion, but I don't think that's the right name for it. But it's in this circular building that is right on the water at the Grand Floridian. It feels very special because of its location, in my opinion. It's right near the boat dock. You can easily go in and out to Magic Kingdom if you wanted to. This is just really elevated. This is your steak and your seafood restaurant at the Grand Floridian. One of its big things is the butter poached lobster. So if you have somebody that is just a huge seafood lover, you're going to want to take them to this restaurant. We experienced this together recently. I think we had a really beautiful meal. We ended it with watching the fireworks. So, this is one of those great places that you can catch the fireworks if you time it right. Unfortunately for us, it was a little foggy that night. So, we didn't get the best view, but we could still see the lasers and the lights and all that. I scored it pretty high based on just the quality of the food and the experience. But now that I'm thinking about my score compared to Citrico, I really love the theming of Citrico. I wish Citrico was in Narcoossee's location
Hmm.
because I just love that subtle, just really chic theming that Citrico has. Whereas Narcoossee doesn't have much of a theme at all. It just feels like a really nice, beautiful restaurant. When we went, it was dimly lit. So, again, this is a place I think that you're going with your friends, your lover, your special someone. And it's just kind of that really elevated experience. And for that, I gave it a 94.
Mm,
It's definitely among the best. It is on the dining plan. It is 2 credits on the dining plan, and we did use the dining plan when we went there, and we were maxing out that plan.
mhm.
You know, we were, give me this, give me that. And that was very fun to be in that restaurant and just be grabbing everything we could within our credits because it's pretty cool that honestly you can use credits there. Although it does take two, you can beyond maximize them for sure. I think it is among the best that Disney has to offer in terms of quality. If you can be eating dinner or drinking a glass of wine from a great location to see Happily Ever After and they pipe the music in, we happen to have a perfect table right by the windows, but if you don't, if you have a more inward table, they do have a deck. You could go walk out on the deck, which is right on the water, and they're piping the music out there, which is great. It's hard to top this food and experience and location. And so I give it a 97. I had the surf and turf, no complaints. Great, really good. I think you and I both, Karla, had some sort of gin cocktail to start and then went on to a glass of wine. Both were great. I mean, no complaints.
Delicious.
Yeah, no notes.
No notes is right. And the theme just continues. Like, what is going to win in this conversation? Because we are just starting off with such incredible dining. I completely agree. Everything you all said. I had a key lime margarita thing that was
Oh, I
amazing,
remember that. That was
amazing, amazing.
delicious.
It was delicious. My dessert. I just need to go to Disney
Oh,
right
I remember you eating your dessert. Like, I hope nobody sees what I'm eating because they're gonna want some. And you like sat crouched over it, like barely looking up,
Yeah.
like, gosh, I hope nobody wants to taste my dessert because it's so good and I don't want to
I
share it.
don't want to share this deliciousness with you. And I think honestly, pretty much everything on the menu, everyone was happy with. I had the surf and turf. I'm not exactly a lobster fan, but the food was delicious. And like I said, whether it was the company or whether it was the meal itself, whether it was hearing Happily Ever After being piped in and having the fireworks just right. Like we were at the window, right? So we could see,
Yeah.
even though we didn't have an amazing view because of the fog, even the fog kind of gave it this romantic feeling that it was something different. Like I almost feel like this would be a perfect thing that if maybe you're with two people and it's not either in your budget or in your ability to get because the boats, those private boats Ali was talking about going out and having a private cruise isn't something you can do because those sell out so early. This would be a great alternative for a really, really great experience. I agree on everything else you all are saying. It gives me a little bit of vibes of the yacht club. Like I could see this feeling similar
You
to
could too.
what should be at at the yacht club,
I was
maybe.
gonna say it feels a lot nicer than anything there.
Yeah, I think if I was giving somebody a recommendation on a great date night and Happily Ever After is something you absolutely love, this is perfection. I actually gave this a 98. I loved this experience.
You got to be ready to drop some money or drop some dining credits, whichever route you're going. I don't want to mislead anybody and not make you think this is going to be an expensive experience, as with Citrico that we just said, and honestly, 1900 Park Fair too. Being a character dining, those are always on the higher end. So we are in the Grand Floridian. We are looking at pricier options, but you're getting what you're paying for.
You absolutely are. Allie, did you give a score? I didn't write it down.
I gave it a 97.
Thank you.
And that's going to close out Grand Floridian with this last one. We move into the Grand Floridian Cafe. Becki, back to you for starting on the Grand Floridian Cafe. I'm very curious to hear what you say.
The Grand Floridian Cafe is definitely a different perspective of the Grand Floridian than these first three we talked about. I think that the food is delicious. When we went there, we went for breakfast, and the breakfast that we had was a really good breakfast. I don't necessarily think that it's going to bring the power and the punch that these other three options give you. If I was looking for a really special breakfast at the Grand Floridian specifically, I would probably choose 1900 Park Fair over this. Even without kids, I would still probably choose 1900 Park Fair.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Grand Floridian Cafe, we had really great service. We had a table right up against the window, and it is beautiful landscaping that you're getting to see. Like, what is there to have a negative thing to say about a view at the Grand Floridian? Just the white buildings, the red rooftops. It's special in that way. But is it bringing something other than being at the Grand Floridian and being a decent space to get something to eat? I don't think so much. I think it's just kind of a space to get good food. It's definitely above average, I would say, but is it anywhere near our other three options? Not even really in the same ballpark. I actually gave it a 74.
You know what Grand Floridian Cafe is? It's the must-have at a resort. If you're staying at the Grand Floridian, you can't have every meal at Citrico, Narcoossee's. Like, you can't do that. I mean, I guess you could, but you need a place to sit down that's going to be less of an immersive experience, less of an elevated experience, less of a monetary experience.
Mhm.
And it's just one of those things where if you're staying there, it's convenient, it's quicker, it's less that, it's less, and you're still getting a good meal. It's still going to be Grand Floridian quality, but it's just less. It's not one of those where I'm thinking, oh, go leave Magic Kingdom if you're not staying at the Grand Floridian and make a reservation to go eat at the cafe for breakfast. No, but it's a requirement for if you're staying there, if you're conveniently located close there, grab breakfast, go, whatever. So yeah, above average and necessary, but certainly not super special in any way. And so I gave it a 64.
You're really mean. I agree that it's just one of those necessities. I don't have really much to add. I gave it an 83 because I'm a lot nicer of a person than you
Oh
guys,
my
apparently.
God.
You know, the other thing I did like about this is I went with Sean. It was just the two of us. It's more of a brunch vibe. And I am like, give me the breakfast foods. And he is not. He doesn't love the sweet that comes with breakfast. He doesn't even so much love the hearty stuff on breakfast. So I think he actually got like a sandwich. I want to say like a club sandwich or something that let him find something that he liked that wasn't having to be in that breakfast palette.
I'm so glad you mentioned this because it just reinforces how Sean and I are the same person because I literally wrote down it serves brunch, not breakfast. Whereas One of the other places that we're going to talk about next only serves breakfast. And I've literally been like, can I get something off the lunch menu? And they've been like, no. But because I crave more of a lunch vibe than I do a breakfast, that does give me obviously a little more points than you guys did. But, anyways,
I'm like, no, give me the breakfast at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m., please. I want breakfast all day, every day.
I love breakfast. I'm with you. Okay. We're going to do another one before we take a break. We're going to move resorts now. Take the monorail over to Steakhouse 71. I was really torn when I was ranking Steakhouse 71. I would say of all of the restaurants on our list today, this is the one I've been to the most. I have been multiple times for dinner, multiple times for breakfast. Really good. Very good. Steak is really good. Mashed potatoes, really good. That 12 tier or 13, whatever that tier chocolate cake, awesome. Breakfast, they have an avocado toast that's great. You can get the classics. They used to have bottomless mimosas. They did take them away. The reason I was torn is because I don't love the vibes in this restaurant. And I've done it so many times, and each time I do it, I get more and more like, do I love this place? It's in the basement. I mean, it's not in the basement. It's on the ground floor of the.
feels like it's in the basement.
Right. That's what I was trying to say. It's on the ground floor of the Contemporary, but the life of the Contemporary happens up the escalators. And this happens on that ground floor, and you feel like you're in the basement. There are no windows. It's not really a mood setting.
There are no windows and no
There
doors.
is no way out. Yeah. There are some really beautiful, cool pictures that I love looking at every time we go from the creation of Disney World. I love that. And the food is really good. So not a whole lot of complaints, but also as I was comparing it to some of the ones we already talked about, I was like, it's not better than those. So I still gave it a decent score for sure because I go a lot. I think it's good. I gave it an 85. Is that
I didn't really know what to expect on this because I know Steakhouse 71 has historically been one of your go-tos. And
yeah.
I think this kind of leans for me in that same direction. Steakhouse 71 was special to the podcast because it's one of the places where all of us were together for the very first time. We have really great memories there. We've had great food there. I know Katie loves those grits that are there. So there's a lot to love about Steakhouse 71. I love that entryway is one of my very favorite things, where you're walking down and the pictures are on both sides, and it's just really special that way. But the more I experience Disney dining at all of these signature spaces, especially, I don't know that Steakhouse 71 is considered signature, but
Mm-mm.
it feels a little more fancy, probably because it's at a deluxe resort. But I agree, it feels a little bit stuffy because there is no windows to give you that light and that breathability there. The food is delicious. The drinks are delicious there. However, it just feels like I would rather be somewhere else at this point.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off and I want your score. It's just like if you want a steak, I'm
Yeah.
going to point you to Citric Cove.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it depends on where you're at. If you're going into the parks, there's other better options. And so you're probably going to think that I'm being harsh here. But again, the more of Disney I experience, the more Steakhouse 71 falls on my radar of places I would want to go eat at. And I gave it a 71. Please don't hate me.
Okay, so I'm with both of you. I put Steakhouse 71 dash stuffy,
hmm
enclosed, feels dark. They did in the last few years refurbish it and they gave it like a little glow up. But you can't put windows in where you can't put windows in, right? This to me is the equivalent of the Grand Floridian Cafe in that there's a necessity for it. Like you need that place where it's just a quick meal, just great food. To me, it's weird that it's called steakhouse because it is just kind of like that necessary restaurant and just kind of a place that's pretty easy to get a reservation for. Yet they have this like elevated nighttime menu that is mostly steak focused, right? I love it for breakfast. I love it for lunch. I would go somewhere nicer for dinner if I was looking for a steak, just like you guys said. I will say I do love the lounge here. I think that that is its winning moment is the lounge because it is more open. It has just some more casual seating. There are televisions if you want to catch a midday game. talking to you guys because I don't care about that, but I've been with you guys when you've wanted to
I've
see,
actually done that.
some college football or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
It is a nice place to escape if you're at the park and you need air condition or you just need a break. I love the lounge. I love the stack burger at the
Mhm.
lounge. I love the drinks. And I scored it at an 81.
I think that's really
I want
fair.
it to be better, and I think that it would be better if it was in any other location with a window or more open
Yeah.
than
That's
where
a
it's at
special
now.
thing about contemporary, though. Like, contemporary is a vibe that some people fit that vibe. It is simplistic, it is not over the top in terms of decorations. It's very contemporary. Like, it fits in that space, even though typically I would be drawn to that. Like, I like geometric kind of shaping, and this just doesn't necessarily fit that for me. But how hard would it be for them? Like, they have breakfast and lunch. Why not just make it brunch?
Yeah.
And let people get what they want during the time that they want. Like, there's some things that they could do to make this experience better. But you're right, Carla, they can't put windows in where windows can't go.
Yeah. I think, like Karla, you said, it's an easy reservation, fairly easy to get. I don't think you're gonna have a bad experience if you go. I certainly wouldn't want to deter people. It's good. It's just in comparison to a lot of these, it's not really great to me anymore. And I would say those seasonal pancakes on the breakfast menu are a cool little heavy hitter for them. And I do recommend this for a breakfast before Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is a big park day, and if you want a good early meal before you head in, not a bad option at all. And then you can walk to the park. So there are some good things to say about it for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I think those seasonal pancakes is what I get every time. And I've
Mhm.
probably eaten here at least 5 times because
Yeah.
it's so convenient.
Yeah. 10 times.
I wish they still had the bottomless mimosa. I can say that
I was gonna
Sean
say, Becky, I think you nailed it on the head when you said make it more of a brunch, like a cool
Yeah.
brunch place. Bring back the mimosas and make it so that it's not separated.
Yeah. Okay. I think that we were all really aligned there. Fair. All right, we're going to take a quick break before we come back and talk about this next one that has me very curious. Are you looking to save on your transportation from your arrival to your destination when you travel to Orlando? Well, keep listening because we're going to save you some money. If you're planning your next trip to Disney, you've probably asked in some sort of online community, what's the best way to get from the airport to the resort? Well, let me help you out. MCO to Disney is the way to go. From the moment you book, they make things easy and stress-free. The day before your trip, you're going to get a personalized message with your driver's contact info, your travel details confirmed, and everything set up for you so that you can have a relaxing time and simply focus on the magic ahead. When you land, your driver is there waiting at baggage claim, holding a sign with your family name, ready to welcome you, just like the family that you are. Your vehicle will be spotless and your car seats already installed just how you requested them. And if you need a grocery stop, they've got you covered for no extra charge. But here's what makes them even more special. It's not just transportation. MCO to Disney knows it's the first moment of your vacation where your memories begin. So no crowded shuttles, no multiple stops, just you, your family, your time, and your ride straight into the magic. Start your Disney vacation the right way with peace of mind, comfort, and service designed to help you create unforgettable memories from the moment you land. Visit mco2disney.com. That's the number 2, mco2disney.com, and use code SMARTMOMS, one word, all caps, at checkout to save 10% on all transportation. Welcome back. Before we jump back into today's conversation, let's talk about this new giveaway that we, the Smart Moms Plan Disney podcast team, are hosting. If you are a smarty who always listens to our podcast, you know we've always tucked a little bit of extra magic into every episode. We are talking about the hidden Mickeys, those fun code words we sneak into each episode. And so many of you are always asking what they're for and if we'll ever consider including you. And now we are. Here's your chance to turn those hidden Mickeys into a little extra magic for your next Disney vacation. We're giving away a $500 Disney gift card to one Smarty just for listening. That's right, $500 to a Smarty just for listening like you already are. So here's how you're going to enter. Listen to the latest episode on Spotify to find this week's Hidden Mickey, and then submit the episode title and the Hidden Mickey code word in the submission form found in today's show notes. That's it. Just like that, and you can have 500 extra magical Disney dollars coming your way in the form of a gift card. But that's not all. You can also go back and listen to older episodes that are archived right there in our Spotify library and submit those Hidden Mickey and episode titles too. Each correct code word equals one more entry to win. The more you listen, the better your chances to win one of our prizes, including that grand prize of a $500 Disney gift card. You can find all the details and the submission form in today's show notes. Okay, each of the resorts that we're talking about today on the monorail have a character meal in them. So we already talked about the one at Grand Floridian, and now we're going to talk about Chef Mickey here inside the Contemporary. What an iconic meal. Go ahead, Becki. No, Karla.
No, it's me. So, yes, like Allie said, this is your iconic Mickey meal. This is the only meal on property where you are going to be able to dine with the Fab Five. It is a buffet. It is iconic in that it's located where it's located, in my opinion. It is from the first time I went to Disney, I remember the monorail going into this big building and sitting at this restaurant with these characters and looking up and seeing the monorail going through. I think that that is just a very special thing that you don't get anywhere else. And I think it kind of ends there. The food's a buffet. It is very just average food. If I were going to go here, I would only go for breakfast. Characters are all day, but the dinner buffet, the menu, it just doesn't do anything for me. There are better character meals. We've said this a gazillion times, but again, I think that you go here because this is the only place that you're going to see the Fab Five. For that, I gave it a couple extra points, but I scored it at a 77, which is probably higher than where you guys scored it, if I had
That
to
is
guess.
high. That is high, but that's interesting. Fab Five does give it a lot of points. And if you are a family with kiddos and you are taking that Disney trip and you need that Mickey experience, this is certainly a great pick. It is fun and lively. It is vibrant. You are going for those characters. I cannot say it enough. You are going for those characters. It is loud. They are singing that Celebrate Napkin Fiesta song over and over and over. We stayed at the Contemporary together and we were just up from Chef Mickey and we heard that song over and over and over from our room, which was actually shocking. I couldn't believe that at 7 a.m. we could hear that song already. Yeah, food is so subpar, so beyond. Like, I'm thinking hotel normal buffet you got included at the Holiday Inn with the eggs. That breakfast pizza is just not the one. But my kids love the like cake pancakes or something. I don't know. So you're gonna get like a very kid experience. It's kid elevated. Let's just say that. Very kid forward experience. Which at Disney World is not always a bad thing. So I gave it a 73. So yes, lower than you, but I didn't completely dog it.
I would say it's a kid experience for breakfast. I don't know that the offerings at dinner are as kid friendly as the breakfast options. I mean, your kids are going to find something. They're going to have those traditional things that most kids will like. But overall, it feels like a lost identity in that we're having a character meal, but it feels kind of formal for dinner. And I will say, if you didn't book with a Smart Moms travel agent when you were getting your character meal, so you missed out on Topolino's, this is where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
And for instance, right now we are recording on a weekday and it currently has a walk up of 10 minutes. Like this feels like its prime was 20 years ago. And if this is what people are pointing you to, it's based on their experience 20 years ago, not based on current day. Get yourself to Topolino's, get yourself to Cape May. There are so many greater options when it comes to Disney Fab Five-ish kind of vibe, right?
Tusker House, if you want a buffet, I'm telling you, that one is overlooked.
I will say though, the ease to get here for such a iconic character meal. I mean, I think
Oh yeah.
that's why so many people do it because it's an easy walk from Magic Kingdom as opposed to Topolino's might be more of a trek to get there for most
Yeah.
people, but so you got to give it some credit for that.
I don't want to say you're going to have a bad experience. It's going to be a fun experience. Your kids are going to make good memories, especially again with breakfast. If your kids are going for breakfast, you can have a good experience, but this just is not it when it comes to the best of the best for character dining. Daisy's not there, so I automatically am like, come on, Disney, give us Daisy with this Fab Five. Sensational Sixes is more where my heart lies. And so I'm probably being harsh here, but I'm giving it a 65.
It's okay. especially in comparison to the other monorail dining. But I like what you said. This is kid forward and it's really about memories with kids. That's what this is. It's not a food experience. And for any Smart Moms travel agents listening today, the hidden Mickey will be memories. I just think when we're ranking dining, if we're not taking food into first account, it's hard for me, and this one is more about memories and hanging with your kids and characters
Characters.
than it is about food.
Mhm.
This one, you're paying for the
Hmm.
characters.
And I don't want to say that's necessarily a bad thing. Like some smarties listening may be like, yeah, that's what we want. We
Yeah.
want to meet them and we want to meet them quickly and conveniently, and that's perfect. Thank you. But there are ways to do that and have better food. Okay. Is it my turn to go first?
It is.
California Grill, man. What a spot. This is on top of this resort. It is the Narcoossee equivalent for the contemporary, right? This is the extreme elevated signature dining views. This is where you want to go to watch Happily Ever After with your meal if you're over in this area. Karla, I don't want to steal your thunder, but I know you enjoyed a very special milestone here at this restaurant. Food quality, fantastic. I do think this is one of those, like, we're trying to kind of weigh the pros and cons. Who are you eating with? That's kind of how we open this episode as well. This is one that I prefer to be eating with Zan or y'all or a combination of both. Maybe not necessarily with my kids until they're much older. I don't think that this is one that you're on that once in a lifetime trip with your young kiddos and you're trying to score a California Grill reservation, maybe. But you're going to have a great experience for delicious food, views, vibes, all of the above. This is one of the best that Disney has to offer. I scored this a 96.
Mm.
Karla, I want to hear your experience.
Yeah, I love this. This is, I think, pretty easily said that this is the best view any restaurant has on Disney property. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, just the sheer closeness of Space Mountain, of the castle, whereas you can see those things from the Poly, from Grand Floridian, like you are on top of them at this location. There is a deck for viewing the fireworks. I do recommend, going out there a little bit before just so you can have that seat right on the edge, that perfect view. But otherwise, you can see them, like you said, Allie, from your table. I would recommend also asking the hostess for a table by the window and be willing to wait. Now, how long you're willing to wait, that's up to you.
Make sure there aren't secret back windows that aren't the actual window view.
Yeah. It is just a really special place. The food is special. It is prefixed. That is probably my only downfall. I like an a la carte menu. I like to be able to choose if I want an appetizer, if I want a dessert, etc. Here you are getting an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. And with that comes a price tag. But I really do think that it is deserving of that price tag if you're there for the fireworks and the view alone, or even during like golden hour. It's so beautiful up there. I gave it a 96 as well.
Wow. Well, there are a lot of things, and I was probably pretty harsh on Chef Mickey's. This is the opposite of that. And maybe that's my problem with Chef Mickey's is I know what the contemporary can do. Allie, we can also just pop over to Villain's Lair and we know what contemporary cannot do.
Right.
And
Contemporary is like so lost, you
it
guys. Like,
truly
let's
is.
just be real. It is lost. It does not know what it's doing.
It is. I do love like their Incredibles themes in their room. It's a resort with somewhat of a lost identity, and I hope that it comes together because I love the location. Oh my gosh, Karla, this view. Oh my gosh. It is the perfect view. It is the perfect way to see the most beautiful area with the castle overlooking over there. If you can have it around your firework time, which the firework time right now is going to be different. I was actually thinking about this when we were talking about Narcoossee. With the hours of these restaurants, I don't know that you're always going to get fireworks at this point because with the new Starlight Parade, it's adjusting the hours of Happily Ever After. Like I just recently saw Happily Ever After at 10 p.m. and you're probably not eating at 10 p.m. at this point. So keeping that in mind when it's coming down to it. I don't really have much to say beyond what you all have said. However, we do have a really funny story about something that happened at California Grill on one of our episodes. So if you're in the mood
It's
for
exact.
if you
That's what I think about every time now.
yes, if you're in the mood to laugh, go find our park bag episodes because we had some voices join us on that one and some really funny stories. And there's a really
It
good
was
California.
it was not the park bag, it was the dopey mail bag.
Oh, dopey mailbag. You're right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. We
Oh,
had so many
yeah.
laughs about
I was trying to remember, but now I totally
It was
remember.
funny.
yes,
It was
have
really
to go
funny.
listen to that. Maybe we'll link it. I'll tell you.
Shout out to that girl because now she just needs to know that she's what I think about when I think about this restaurant now.
Yes, I hope she's still a smarty and I hope she's still listening
Yeah.
to our podcast. And because this is such a fun community, we all just get to know each other so intimately, apparently.
That's funny.
California Grill, there's not much, like I said, not much to add to this. I gave it a 95.
Oh, perfect. It's a very special thing. It's a special location. It's a special view. It's a special spot. Food is great. I mean, Karla celebrated a big 4-0 there. So it's a celebration spot for sure.
Hmm.
Now, I haven't celebrated that one yet, but when I do, maybe I'll pick it too.
Thanks for the
I
reminder.
think that was a burn.
Yeah.
I feel a little burned. Becki, you gave California Grill one more point than 1900 Park Fair.
No, I give it the same score, 95, 95.
Oh, well, that makes it even worse.
They're two different experiences. And if I have my kids, I'm not going to California Grill. So if I'm choosing a place with kids and it's a really good experience,
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. And I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for what's to come, but I dare I say 1900 is the best character meal on the monorail.
mm,
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. All right, we're getting close. That closes out the contemporary. It's going to take us over to the Polynesian. And is it Beck's turn to go first?
yeah, I can go first. And Kona Cafe over at the Polynesian, right? So this kind of takes the same space as what we would call Steakhouse 71 Grand Floridian. It's a space that you can get a last minute reservation. You're gonna have decent food. They used to have this amazing steak salad that LJ talked up, and that's actually what took me to Kona Cafe for the first time. However, they also have some overlapping things with Ohana food, and I think that that's helpful for those of you who want to get up to Ohana and are struggling to get a reservation. Kona might be a good backup. However, I would not put them on the same playing field as any of those really, really great restaurants that we were talking about over at maybe no California Grill comparable, no 1900 Park Fair comparable. Kona Cafe also has a to-go menu, and this is the one that I was thinking about that I actually think I would go down and get quick service at the Polynesian before I would snag a reservation at Kona Cafe because I don't necessarily think that it elevates in food quality from what you can get. The Poly has some pretty great options in their quick service location there, and I think I would choose the quick service. So this is mediocre at best for me. I gave it a 50.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I almost knocked over my microphone.
Let me hear where you're at with this.
I think it is, like Becki said, it is equivalent to your steakhouse, to your Grand Floridian Cafe. It is a necessity. I think that the menu here is really great and flavorful. This is home of the Tonga toast. Not my favorite thing. I think it's a little bit bready, but it is a toast that's filled, it's like an enclosed French toast that's filled with banana and topped with a strawberry compote and like sugar and cinnamon, and people love it. I think the real hitter is the macadamia nut pancakes and then add the strawberry compote from the Tonga toast. But also the pot stickers on the lunch and dinner menus and the stir fry noodles and the fact that you can get the bread pudding that is at Ohana, I think is a plus. I think of the three standard options at the resorts we've talked about, I think this far outweighs the other options flavor wise. I do not so much like the atmosphere. It is in the Poly, it is on the top floor, it is right next to Ohana, but it feels kind of like the ugly stepsister of Ohana.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little lackluster in design or anything other than just what it is, which is a restaurant. So I scored it at an 80.
I like have to pick my jaw up. You gave this an 80, Karla? You can get all of those things in their to go menu. Like this feels like a restaurant in a hallway of
Mm-hmm.
Ohana. And while yes, it does have some good options, get it at the to-go menu or on their to-go menu.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, you can get Tonga toast at Captain Cook's, the quick service. The noodles at Captain Cook's are, dare I say, better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the quick service noodles at Captain Cook's are legit. Those are so good. And the serving is huge. I have gone to Kona twice with my family because we stay at the Poly a lot and because it's easy. So we'll be like, "Oh, we're starving. We can get in at Kona right now. Let's sit down." So it is that quick necessity that we've been talking about. I actually think of the three we've discussed, this actually is my third on my list. Zan almost can't eat here. Pot stickers and sushi. It's really a sushi. It has a lot of sushi and things. Not her palate. So both times we've been, we've tried twice and she'll sit down and look at the menu and she's just like, "Meh." Literally, I'm going to have plain noodles and they're just not as good as the ones you get down at Captain Cook's. So my kids also had a harder time eating here. My oldest does like sushi, so she actually got some and she liked it okay. But yeah, this one's hard for me because I think there are so many better options. And this is, I would only say go here if you're just needing something fast. Like I wouldn't seek this reservation out. I gave it a 55.
I'm going to add to that conversation just a little bit because I am the allergy person on our team, and there is a lot of coconut, a lot of nuts and seeds and things that are going to be hidden in this meal in particular. And so it's really, really hard for me to give an unbiased opinion on this because it does weigh heavy on me because it's on my mind. However, Disney does allergies right. Like I've said, I
Mhm.
can always find something that's going to work for me. Again, with not seeking this restaurant out, and it's a perfect fit for what you said, Allie. If you're staying at the Poly and you just need to feed your kids and you need to sit down and have a meal, great. Kona will fill that square. But Captain Cook's is a really great alternative to that, kind of like a this, not that situation. And I dare say that if you're in the park of Magic Kingdom, this is not one that I would be willing to leave Magic Kingdom for. Don't consider getting on the monorail and going to eat at Kona.
No. Am I first for this last one?
I think you are.
Okay. Ooh, that makes me a little nervous. Ohana. Ohana is the main restaurant, dare I say, right, at the Polynesian. It is our third character meal. Hugely sought after character meal, especially right now, but definitely before right now, because Lilo and Stitch. You can meet Lilo and Stitch. I have talked many times about how odd I think Lilo is. The Lilo character meet is really weird. Yeah, but Stitch is awesome. Really, really just such a great. Who doesn't want to meet Stitch? Get that personal time. Also, Mickey and Pluto are here, so you're getting some of that classical character interaction, but also something very, very unique. And as I said with Park Fair, I like when there's a really unique element to the characters. I don't necessarily want just the Fab Five that we talked about with Chef Mickey. So huge perk bonus points there for Ohana. It is a family style restaurant. So you don't get to order off a menu and choose what you want. They just bring you everything they have on the menu. And it's all you care to enjoy. So you can ask for more of things, which is cool. But the menu is what it is, and they bring it to you in skillets and serving dishes, and it's really classic offerings: eggs and ham and biscuits and gravy. I think you get pog mimosas, which we just had at Alani. Absolutely fantastic. Pro tip: get that. Of the Magic Kingdom View restaurants that we've talked about so far, this is probably third on the list. You are looking through the pool to see Magic Kingdom. So depending on where you're sitting in the restaurant, you could have a pretty obstructed view, honestly, and see mostly poolside. And so I do think that's unfortunate. We had dinner here fairly recently. Some of the non-meat eaters in my family had a little bit of a hard time because it is a really meat-forward dinner, in my opinion. They have the ukulele player going around, which is really sweet, but I don't know. We were so excited to go here for dinner, and then we were honestly a little disappointed. Poly is my favorite resort on the monorail, and I just think they don't do dining best by a lot. Although I do really like Ohana for what it offers, I just want to drive home the point that I just don't think it for dinner does not hit the mark of the counterparts at Grand Floridian and Contemporary, and I do love Stitch at breakfast. So I hope I said that eloquently enough. I'm giving Ohana an 88.
Karla, you gonna go next?
Yeah, I'll go. When I think of Ohana, I've been for both breakfast and at night. And I don't know if you mentioned this, characters are only offered at breakfast. So something to keep in mind.
Yeah, the ukulele is the dinner.
Ukulele is at dinner. It does feel very iconic in that you are in the Poly and this is the restaurant to go to if you're going to the Polynesian. And it feels very Hawaii. It's, the big black stone floors and it has this big center area where they're cooking the meats for dinner. My biggest issue here with dinner, and so many people want to go for dinner, is pacing. It feels extremely rushed. And for what you're paying for your dinner, it's like you're ordering your drinks or whatever, but you're getting your salad out and your bread and you're peeling each shrimp out like before you get your drinks. And then it's like everything is just very quickly paced after that. And you don't even have room for your bread pudding, which is like why you should be there. And for that, I scored it pretty low. I scored it at a 78. I want it to be better, but the reality of the dinner too is that everything is just super one note. And it's just that kind of teriyaki, pineapple, coconutty thing. I'm imagining, Becki, that you probably have some hardships with your allergies here as well. Yeah, like I want it to be great, but it just isn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it could be. Like maybe if they added Moana at night or some other characters would be super cool. But yeah, that's where I
Yep.
land.
I do have some of that hardship here. And it's honestly, if you have a peanut tree nut allergy in your family, the poly in general is a hard thing. I wish that that was not the case, but it just is because it's going to show up in so many of these Hawaiian themed meals. And even going to Trader Sam's, I have a hard time finding a drink there because the poly just is not a great place for people who have peanut tree nut allergies in their family. So just keeping that in mind.
Mm.
Yes to all of the things that you're saying. I want it to be great. I just yesterday went to Animal Kingdom. We saw the Lion King show. Shout out to that. It's amazing. The fire dancers in that Lion King show, put that here. I know there used to be a luau and they don't have that anymore. Like, I just feel like something's missing from this restaurant. If you're going here, you're going for Lilo and Stitch. You're not going to be disappointed in that way. You're going to see Mickey in his Hawaiian gear. That's a really good addition. But that's kind of where it ends for me. It's definitely better than Kona Cafe in that right. You are getting to meet characters. You are across the water from Magic Kingdom. So there are a lot of things that you can love about this restaurant, but this is not the best of the best when it comes to character meals on the monorail. And so for that perspective, I give it an 80.
Yeah. I do just think Stitch is exciting and the food is better than Chef Mickey, but disappointed is the word I remember from my dinner there.
Mm.
And that's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the word that sticks out of my mind,
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough. Okay, we did it. That's everything we're ranking on the monorail.
What didn't we rank? Because there is a really great option at the Polynesian that is new.
Yeah, we're gonna, before we dive there and before we reveal our order here, we're gonna listen to our Friend Like Me segment, connect with some other Smart Moms travel agents, learn what they're about, and then we have some answers on the other side. Any of our Smarties have a sibling with an age gap, you're going to want to follow our friend Megan Weber at Megan on Main Street on Instagram. She is highlighting what it's like to take trips with a son and a daughter with quite an age gap. And don't let her handle fool you. She loves to talk Royal Caribbean cruises and all other types of vacation destinations that you might want to consider. So if being a silly, real, down-to-earth mom that thrives on having a full plate of chaos resonates with you, then you are going to want to follow our friend Megan at Megan on Main Street on Instagram. Are you a Smartie that knows what it's like to travel with a Tubi? Well, then you must join our friends Planning Disney with Tubies and Other Medical Needs on Facebook. Our friend Kate Tobin runs this community where they are navigating travel to the resorts and the parks and even dining when someone in your group has a feeding tube or other medical needs and special considerations. There is nothing like finding your community, and Planning Disney with Tubies and Other Medical Needs might be the place for you. So join Kate at Planning Disney with Tubies and Other Medical Needs on Facebook. Okay. I hope everybody gave them a follow. I hope you're following us on social media, Smart Moms Plan Disney Podcast, and I hope that you have taken the time already to give us a 5-star review and to turn on your automatic downloads. You have no idea how much that helps us. Wherever you listen, we care about it, and we want to keep doing this for y'all, so make sure you do that. We did not talk about a few things. The brand new Wailulu Bar and Grill is at the Polynesian Island Tower, the brand new Island Tower at the Poly. Gorgeous tower, gorgeous views for this restaurant. You been? Have you been? Either of you?
No,
No, not yet, but it's
no.
on my list.
Yeah, one of the reasons we didn't rank it, we haven't been. None of us have made it over there yet, which is a bummer. Also, it's not like a character dining. It's not one of those signature experiences, and we really wanted to make sure that we got all of those in. But if you're over this way, I recommend checking out the Wailulu Bar and Grill. No reservation, it's a walk-up list. It's another reason we kind of left it off. If you're around in that area, walk up and give it a try for sure. And then the other one that we did not talk about, extremely, extremely special. We talked about one, two, three, four restaurants inside the Grand Floridian and still did not talk about all of them. We left off Victoria and Albert's, which I think some Smarties will definitely know what that is. And I think there will be some that have never heard of it. As a Smart Moms agent, have y'all ever booked it for anyone?
I have not.
I have not. I bet you have.
I have done it for one family. Yeah, Victoria and Albert's was hard to do because it is such what an iconic. We talk about iconic, really. This restaurant has a Michelin star.
Mhm.
Yeah, every year since 2024.
Yep.
So that's only 2 years.
2 years.
Take that out.
They got their Michelin. Anybody watch The Bear?
Oh,
They got their Michelin star before Carmi. And kids can't even go. What's the age requirement to go
yeah,
here?
it has to be 10 and up. Which, speaking of Michelin stars, did you all know that Citrico's had been mentioned? They didn't get a star, but it's been mentioned in the Michelin rating.
Really?
It has, yes.
I would believe it. So you have to be 10 to go. I would not take my 10-year-old unless they have a very advanced palate. I mean, you know your 10-year-old. You're experiencing like 7 courses. The reservation's a little confusing because there are different rooms and experiences to have this in. They only do very specific seating per night. It is very formal. You have to dress up to go here. It's very expensive. The wine pairing alone is multiple hundreds of dollars. And I would say it's one of those things that you're going to do as a bucket list. Zan and I will probably do it at some point when we've saved and we know we're just going and we're like, we have to do this thing because it's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when the kids are gone and you're no longer paying for dance lessons and sports and all of the different things. Once those things are gone, maybe you can afford it.
Yeah, we didn't rank it because it's not your typical go-to. It's not where you're taking your family just because. I'd be very curious if any Smarties or if any Smarties know anybody that have been more than once. Is this a more than a once in a lifetime thing? Maybe for some. I'm sure for some, but for most, probably not. So we left it there. All right. Very excited to hear how these fell. I have my order where I put them and where I hope they fall. Let's see how close we get. Becki, are you ready?
I'm ready. Yep.
All right, let's go.
All right. Number 9, coming in with a 61.7 is Kona Cafe. Is anyone surprised?
Nope.
Carla, how you feeling about that? You gave it an 80.
I'm okay. I think I was a little generous now that I'm thinking about it.
This is the beauty of why we have all of us on here, right? Bringing lots of different perspectives, and averages tend to have things fall where they should, which is good.
Yeah.
All right, number 8 with a score of 71.7 is Chef Mickey's.
I'm not surprised about that.
Number 7 with a 73.7 is Grand Floridian Cafe. Not surprised. So far, seems right on par.
Yep.
This one kind of surprised me based on our podcast team history. With a score of 79 is Steakhouse 71. Is it just continuing to fall down the ladder?
Yeah, this is exactly where I had it on my list in this spot. I was surprised at myself as well, but when I look at what is above it, it feels fair.
Yeah, agreed. All right, at number 5 with a score of 82, it is the second best character dining option on the monorail, which would be Ohana. Number 4, this shocks me because I absolutely love this, but with a 91.3, y'all were in the top 4 and already above a 90.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So even though this is coming in at 4, this is going to be one of your better experiences, especially if you're considering character dining. This is 1900 Park Fare at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
So top 3, my mouth is watering just looking at this list.
And I cannot wait to hear the scores for what our top 3 are.
You think you know what one?
I think I know what one, but so far the order is almost identical to what I projected, except I had Chef Mickey and Grand Floridian Cafe switched. Other than that, it's exactly as I projected. So I'm anxious here for the top three.
Top three. Well, unfortunately, the top three, none of them give us the option for me to say lasagna for our drinking game that Karla said don't
Yeah.
eat shrimp, but
Ah,
it is what it is. Okay. Number three, with a score of 93.7 is Citrico's. Wow. Gosh, I wish it was more readily available. I need to get there again. I can't wait to get there soon. Maybe I'll go tonight.
I just want, if people take something away from this, I want them to take away that if you want steak, you should go there instead of Steakhouse 71.
Yes.
It's a good takeaway from this whole episode. Yeah.
name is deceiving. I'm telling you, Steakhouse
Uh-huh.
71 is deceiving.
It
I
is.
agree.
So now we're down to our last two. They're less than a point apart. So really,
bet.
really good. With a score of 95.7 is California Grill. A score of 96.3 is Narcoosie.
Yeah. And even that's probably low.
Yes.
Like even at 96, we probably scored it a little low. That's perfect order I mean, yeah. We talked about one of the best areas for dining and staying. I mean, we already said these are prime resorts, so they house prime restaurants. And the experiences are good. The food is delicious. The characters are rare. I feel really good about this order.
I completely agree. And I'm curious to see if we get any flack from our smarties. And we love when you join us over on our Facebook community and bring the conversation over there. We took some pretty solid heat for not including Sebastian's in our Skyliner. So is there something that we overlooked here? Did we rate too harshly on something? Come join us in our Facebook community and let's have conversations about it.
Yeah, I was shocked. We had like a Sebastian's uprising.
Oh yeah. And not just Sebastian. Sebastian's really, really strong. Like people showing up for that Sebastian.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
people were like weighing in on completely different places that are not even on the Skyliner or even on Disney property. Like go to the Four Seasons and get Italian there. And I'm just like, man, there's just so much good dining at Disney. And
Uh-huh.
I know Karla loves the Swan and Dolphin area. We didn't include those restaurants. Like there's such an opportunity for amazing dining if you're willing to step outside of the parks and go find it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, we nailed it. Nailed it once again, ladies. This was super fun. And I think we've probably made some choices easier for some planning trips and maybe a little bit more difficult for others that thought they had it figured out. But I think we nailed it. And that's going to do it for us on another episode of the Smart Moms Plan to Zoom podcast. And until next time, we'll see you real soon.
Where are you eating at the rest of your trip, Becki?
I think we're going to go do Citrico's Lounge.
It's in Ridden Guardians. Huh? Did I say that?
Yeah.
The lava.
That was
I don't know why I didn't say that. Freaking so stupid.
I don't think Stacy can put this part in our outtakes, but oh my gosh, my brain is immediately like, what are we talking about?
That's funny.
Oh gosh.